Have you ever felt like life has left you with nothing? Like no matter how hard you try, there's just never enough? Today, we're going to hear the story of Elijah and a widow in the town of Zarephath. A story about trust, courage, and hope when life feels impossible. It's a story that reminds us, even in scarcity, faith can open the door to abundance. There was a time when the land was dry, crops failed, and people went hungry. Food was scarce, water was scarce, hope felt scarce. Into this world of struggle came the prophet Elijah. God sent him on a mission to find someone willing to trust him, even in the smallest, most uncertain way. He walked into the town of Zarephath, and there he found a widow, gathering sticks to make her very last meal for herself and her young son. She had almost nothing left. Everything she owned could barely fill a single meal. Close-up of the widow's hands holding a tiny bit of flour, Elijah approaching respectfully. Elijah asked her something that must have sounded impossible. "Would you bake me a small cake from what you have left?" Imagine her heart for a moment. She's hungry, her child is hungry, and now a stranger asks for the last of her food. Fear probably gripped her. Doubt, maybe even anger. But Elijah spoke with a quiet confidence. He said, "Don't be afraid. God says that even this little bit of flour and oil will not run out until the famine ends." Now, that's a big ask, isn't it? Give what little you have, trusting it will somehow be enough. Yet, she did. She took her last handful of flour, her tiny jug of oil, and she baked that cake. And then it happened. Day after day, her jar of flour didn't empty. Her jug of oil didn't dry up. She had enough for herself, for her son, and enough to share with Elijah. It's hard not to feel a quiet awe here. This is a story about more than just food. It's about trust when the odds seem impossible. About giving what little you have and finding that it's more than enough. It's the kind of story that reminds us that scarcity is not always the end. Sometimes it's the beginning of a miracle we never expected. So, what does this story mean for us today? We all face moments of scarcity, financial struggles, job uncertainty, health challenges, or even emotional emptiness. And sometimes, the idea of giving, trusting, or taking a leap feels impossible. But like the widow, small acts of faith, helping a neighbor, sharing what little we have, trusting in our purpose, can ripple outward in ways we can't yet see. In a world where resources feel tight and challenges feel enormous, this story whispers a truth. Generosity, courage, and trust, even in the smallest measure, can open doors we never imagined. Your little might just be enough to change everything. Thank you for listening to the story of Elijah and the widow. If you were inspired, take a moment to reflect. Where in your life might a small act of faith make a difference? Subscribe for more Bible stories told with heart, wisdom, and clarity. Stories that show how ancient lessons can guide us in the world today. Remember, even in scarcity, faith can unlock abundance.